What's going on, everybody?
We are PcolaPodcasters. We have a lot of awesome people here today. My name's Crystal.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chase.
And we have a special guest today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Kevin with another podcast out of Biloxi, Mississippi called The Sound.
Awesome. He's sitting in today. We have Bangarang Peter, and we are talking to them today. We would like to actually go ahead and go through and have y'all introduce yourselves and tell you what part you play in your band.
Hey, I'm Renee. I'm the singer-songwriter, and I play the guitar. Rhythm. Just rhythm.
I'm Ethan, and I hit stuff with a stick. I'm a drummer.
And your hands, too.
Yeah, I do use my hands sometimes.
Got a really cool drum solo with them hands.
All right.
I'm Jesse. I make all the low notes, and I'm the designated driver.
Hey, that's fun.
And our featured lost boy.
I'm Benny Hugh,
Special guest.
special guest, producer, extra stuff.
Plays keyboard, guitar, writes the
Co-writer,
beats and
yes.
shit.
Yeah, producer and extra stuff. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it's Chase's birthday, by the way, so happy birthday,
Happy
Chase.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
On the podcast. We said we were going to do that. So we have
Which
seen
makes it a
this
surprise this time.
awesome music video that came out recently, and I was super impressed, by the way. Y'all want to tell us about whenever y'all shot? Didn't you say it was at Santa Rosa?
Yeah, we did a house party. We got this really cool Halloween party because of Cole. Thank you, Cole. He's the one who did the video from Enlightened Studios. And he got us this gig because actually during quarantine, we did like a quarantine show at Enlightened Studios. And we dressed up like aliens that night. So he was
Awesome.
talking to his friends, and they actually really wanted to get friggin' the Violent Femmes.
Yeah.
But then they saw our video. No, I'm just kidding.
And realized
They
that
found out we were, yeah.
they found out we were better priced.
Yeah, so we showed them our video, and they were like, yeah, we want them at our party. So then we had to sign an artist agreement, promising we would dress like aliens or like.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
a legally binding contract.
And then we got there, and dude, they had like a spaceship on our door that said Bangarang Peter. It was our dressing room, and we could even crash there for the night if we wanted to party all night, and it was so cool.
That's
And,
awesome.
That's
we
the best
played-
gig we can crash.
Yeah, dude, it was
Yeah.
awesome, and we did mainly all originals, and people were dancing, just having a good time. So it was just.
The video itself, I remember, was just one take while we played the song. They waited till the sun came out, it went down, and the Lumineers came out.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
They're very cool. All the little neon glow in the dark speedy stuff. And yeah, they
have a
just
ghost
played
in
what you're hearing.
You
in
said
the-
Lumineers and shit happened there.
Halloween's over.
Yes, Lord.
Great.
What's an arc?
Sorry, we totally threw it off. Go ahead, Lumineers.
But yeah, what you're hearing on the video is actually just the board mix of our one take. There's no fixes. I credit the editing, of course, but
Played it all live.
yeah, there was we were as surprised as everybody to see how well it turned out.
Oh,
It looked like a
wow.
really
Yeah.
awesome video, too.
It was
Yeah.
fun.
It was a lot
We
of
should
fun.
everybody.
Crazy.
We're
Dude, it was so
"Wow."
fun. Everyone was dressed like aliens. And there was a bunch of little kids, and I was like, we're from planet Neverland. And they're like, us too. Yeah, it was cool.
That's great. You want to go ahead and go into that music video
Yeah.
so we can.
Does one of y'all want to introduce the music video while I?
Well, I'll go ahead.
We're Bangarang Peter.
This is what's the name of the song?
It's I'll be
I'll
okay.
be- I'll be- This is I'll Be Okay.
Get me high, I'll be okay. No, it's I'll be okay.
All right, here it is right now.
Almost like it.
I didn't mean to make you worry so much. I'm doing fine. The bridge is full for me. Say a prayer for me. The kids are healthy and the kids are happy. We've been set free and it's gonna go. Honestly, I ain't ever been this sweet. Some would say I'm blessed. Get me high like a sunshine. I'll be okay. Get me high like that moonshine after drinking, babe. Get me high like that sunshine. I'll be okay. Get me high like that moonshine after drinking, babe. Get me high like that sunshine. Thank you. Thanks for dancing, man. You guys look great out there.
When I was 7 and I was crying and my mom was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "They stole all of Daddy's songs."
All your favorite ones, right?
Yeah.
That's great.
Pretty much that. Just drumming. I always thought I'd be a drummer, but then like I started learning guitar because I was writing songs and I'd sing them to my dad and he'd try to figure them out. He's like, "You gotta learn this fucking instrument." I was like, "All right." I just learned enough to write songs, honestly.
But you were a drummer.
Right.
Better drummer than me.
She's
But-
she's bad news on drums, man. Yeah.
That's how we met.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
that's how we
Long
met.
time ago.
Yeah, I was.
Huh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
I was on
she
his
was-
radio,
she-
Special K.
Yeah, so I still have a radio show, and I had a radio show at the time called The Homegrown Show on WCPR in Biloxi. And her band, which was her dad and her brother,
Yeah, Cupid's Itch.
Cupid's Itch,
Right.
was on that show. And then we became friends on Facebook, and we didn't realize that it was the same people. And then she started doing, you went I think to Nashville to try out for the
The Voice, yeah.
So I started paying attention, and then Bangarang Peter started coming around with watching her Facebook, and then we got into a conversation, and she found out I was Special K, and I found out she was with Cupid's
Yeah, I was
Itch.
like, wait a second, are you fucking Special K? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh shit, dude, I know you. That's crazy. Small, big world.
So yeah, it was a small world. But yeah,
That's awesome.
that's how I met her originally.
That's
Yeah.
great.
That was cool though. In Biloxi, they had the Homegrown Show, and it was like an hour of like all original music in Biloxi, and that was really cool.
It's back.
Yeah, it's been back. It is back. Shit, I'm talking about fucking back.
It's back.
Back and better than ever.
With some real homegrown. It's medicinal, right? It's past.
And what about you, Ethan?
I grew up listening to mostly like classic rock for a long time. When I first heard AC/DC when I was like 9 or 10, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a rock star.
You can see the
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, but I mean, my style of music, what I listen to, like I try to listen to almost anything. I give everything a chance. Like I'm a huge Frank Zappa fan, so that's a lot of influence on me. I try to write stuff, but not on drums. Like everything else, I'm like but when it comes to drums, I'm like close my eyes and see what happens, you know.
Okay.
But huge influence, which might surprise y'all. Well, not the people that know me, but Kanye West I am the biggest Kanye West fan. Like this is Kid See Ghost sweater. Yeah, Kanye and Kid Cudi. But that's the type of stuff, like, you know, anything that's good to me. Even
Yeah.
stuff that's bad, I still like to listen to.
So sidebar question: how do you feel about Taylor Swift since you're all into Kanye West?
I think I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce did have one of the greatest videos of all time.
I had to know. What about you?
Well, my parents were hippies. I'm a little bit older, and
His name's Jesse Blue, by the way.
Yeah,
That's
Blue.
how hippie they were.
Yeah, after the Joni Mitchell record, Mom was just a big Joni Mitchell fan. So there was a lot of that when I was a little guy. The first thing I remember hearing that really grabbed my ear, that I just went, "This is it. This is for me." I was 9 years old when Purple Rain came out, and Prince was everything. And as I got older and as I went, I began to learn how much more there was to his things than just the purple tights and the high heels. You know,
Right.
you look at he was always compared to Michael Jackson. You look at a Michael Jackson record; it takes 60 people to make a Michael Jackson record. Look on a Prince record, written,
Yeah.
arranged, produced, everything. It was just him.
My man.
Yeah,
My
he did the whole thing and could do it better than
Prince.
everybody. And it's that was the first thing that got it. From there, it went right into I was into speed, so Rush, Iron Maiden, anything that was fast. And then from there, funk and jazz and theater music and classical, really anything but country.
Right.
I just cannot get to country music. I had to live in Tennessee for 32 years and found myself on the wrong side of, "Hey, he's different from us. Let's go kill him."
Hey, Jesse Blue, guess what?
What's that?
He's going to be making a
Yeah.
music video to a country song. And it's hardcore toe tapping country, baby.
But in 3-inch heels.
It's literally my favorite song that you guys do.
Oh,
Wow,
that's-
that's
I love
good.
that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's,
I will play it with if you look real close in the video, you'll see tongue right there in my cheek. Just
Holding all your dip.
Dude, you
it's the only
totally
way to
have
play
to
country.
dip.
It's the only way you can play country. Yeah.
Dude, you have to dip now with that outfit
gonna
on,
have
with
that-
some dip in that mouth, man.
Yeah. I'll
That's
spit
gonna
it.
that
make
little
the
bug and
video.
everything, that little-
you gotta
The
get,
jug?
yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
get the little spittoon right there.
Yeah,
So.
like country.
I'm a cross-dressing
Stage
dipper,
it,
dude.
stage name Miss Winterfresh.
Benny, you, what are your influences for all the things that you do? Multi-man.
Probably like just Mozart.
Shit, man.
Go
I love
classical.
Mozart.
You hear that,
Yeah.
Silas?
Yeah.
That's great. That's a old school influence right there.
That's ancient school.
Yeah, that's ancient school. Like that's
1791. Come on.
Yeah.
You hear
It was a good
somebody
year.
bump into
Good
some
year.
Mozart.
Classic,
yeah.
Actually, you really want to turn heads if you got a good car system. Crank up some opera at the red light. See what the reaction
Dude,
is.
I've been in a quality mood lately and just listened to 4 Seasons, and I'll be blasting that like with my windows down.
Do y'all have any upcoming gigs that y'all want to plug in? Let us know
Oh,
about.
Yeah.
man. We're playing this Friday at the Emerald Republic, the Garden Brewery. That place is
Oh,
stupid
man.
cool.
Yeah.
My 16-year-old son's going to be playing with us. He plays the keyboard. He's got some Fiona Apple and, like, what else has he got?
I don't know. Like
Christmas
his
songs. He learned Christmas songs. I was like, you learn them, I'll sing them.
He might have that Daft Punk song down by then, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, which Daft Punk song?
That was Within.
Okay, so
He's trying to learn the whole piano part to that song, which is a very, very difficult
He'll
piano
have
part.
it.
Mhm.
I brought
He
him
will.
one time to see the band cover Pink Floyd, the White Ties.
White
Ties.
Ties.
White Ties,
Yeah.
Yeah, I brought them to see Pink Floyd, and then that night he came home and like took him, 4 hours. Freaking learned it. He's a prodigy.
Yeah, he's got an ear.
Dude.
yeah, your whole family does. It sounds like you're telling me about your daughter having a
Yeah,
great
it's
voice.
so cool. They'll jam with me sometimes.
She's picking up French horn now.
Yeah, she's a
That's-
French horn
that's cool.
player.
Yeah,
We're so going to be using some of that.
Some laser lights on it.
Yeah.
And then the 12th, we're playing, because of that video that we did at the Alien Show, now we're playing a drag show. Yeah, they saw the video, so we get to play with them. It's freaking awesome. It's the 12th at Enlightened Studios.
And that's
Okay.
where we're
Right.
shooting.
And we're
that's,
shooting our next music video.
That's where we're shooting Wish I Was That Woman. That's going to be the video.
So if you want to be in our video,
There
there's
you
going to
go.
be a toe tapper.
Make sure you get tarted up first.
And you can dress jag if you want
say
to.
that?
Like,
You can say that?
Did I say jag?
Tart
or
it up?
Drag.
Yeah,
You
drag.
can dress
You
drag.
can't say tarted up.
I don't know. I don't even know what tart
I don't either.
G-A-R-T.
I just
okay,
picture
okay,
a whole lot
okay.
of bleeps now.
Okay. Alright, we're okay. I'm like, yeah, bleep that.
Drummer.
Bleep that.
Drummer. Tarted. To be a tart.
Here we go again.
Now I don't know if we can
I come
play.
from a different era.
Yeah.
2 minutes of the video is gonna be up.
You can't tell, but this guy's 67 years old, man. He's like fucking rocking.
Oh, it was awesome.
Bro, you're not 67.
No.
No, he's not. I'm joking.
I'm 69. honey.
Nice.
How do you get up on the stage with your walker?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got flames painted on the side of it. It's great.
Dude, you're gonna be the most coolest old dude ever. If you've ever seen his basses, he fucking builds those things,
Yeah.
man. Like all of them.
I was gonna
built
ask
them?
about that.
Yeah, those
Mhm.
are his. That's a
Yeah,
Jesse
Jesse was a
Blue
customs.
O'Neill.
Yeah.
It ain't hard. You just get you a stick of wood, take off everything, don't look like a guitar. No, the impressive part is I can still count to 10 without taking my shoes off.
There you go.
You better keep that up, motherfucker. We
Yeah,
got
right
shit to
there,
do. We need your fingers.
I need them. Yeah, yeah.
We don't have a lead guitar player, but we have lead bass, especially in this next song. Wish I Was the Woman, and we might have a featured Lost Boy from Ocean Springs playing the fiddle. I'm not sure yet.
Oh.
She's still trying to write something to that, so she might be with us.
Same 3 chords in every pop song.
I know, I told her that. When I told her you want to be a featured guest, and I told her what chord, she was like, sounds easy. I was like, yeah, all my songs are.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, my son wants to be part of the band, and he wanted to know the chords to I'll Be Okay. And when I told him, he was like, that's it. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I'm a songwriter. I'm not a prodigy like you do.
No,
Nice,
man.
yeah.
Pete Townsend stuff, it's the same chords he
But
used.
my dad always said, if you know more than 3 chords, you just work in a music store.
Yep.
Dude, that's fucked up.
Guess where I work?
Then I've been afraid to touch a capo because
Yeah,
he's
but
like,
the store he works at has the coolest damn drum set ever.
Oh yeah.
And the meanest parrot
aquarium.
ever.
Oh yeah.
JoJo, yeah,
Aquarium
they have the
one time.
mascot, and he's an asshole. There's a few of the employees there that he likes. I'm not one of them. He was dropping bird seed down the back of my shirt one day. Yeah, he's not a nice person, but he's
Birds-
pretty.
Birds don't like me, period.
I get it. Yeah, I'm a cat person, so maybe
I
that's
thought
what
birds weren't real.
They aren't. They're government drones.
Oh, wow.
Have y'all ever seen a baby pigeon? That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God, that is so. Oh my, that just
Yeah,
blew my
bro.
mind.
That escalated very
Maybe they
quickly.
just go.
Don't have to go
Yeah,
on.
I'm sorry. This podcast
gonna
might be
blow
pulled off.
it.
It's gonna be pulled off the internet because we got way too close to the truth, guys.
This podcast gonna be edited, and now I'm gonna get an email from the FBI.
They're gonna be coming through the door at your apartment.
I
Be
swear,
like,
we're gonna go outside. It's gonna be like the movie Birds. They know.
They're just all gonna be looking at
We
us.
don't even have phone booths to hide in anymore. I don't know what we're gonna
You're just breaking a song.
Yeah.
Burr, burr, burr.
do.
What were you gonna ask? Because you said you were gonna ask
Oh
something
no,
about
I
the
was
bass.
about the bass. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
ask. Is it a 12-string bass you have? Or
well, there's a
There's a
couple.
few of
The
them.
main ones that I play have 10 strings. They're like a
10?
5-string, but with the
Yeah.
octave. Because we're a trio, for the most part, with guest musicians. There's a space left in the middle,
Yeah.
which, like the Police, they just left that open. I always thought Space was the 4th member of the Police. But it gives you an extra little voice to play with, and again, going back to Purple Rain, that guitar is a character in that movie.
Yeah.
And so I grew up with that in my head, and I always wanted custom stuff. I could never afford what I wanted. My dad's a carpenter, so it was a combination of no adult supervision
I
and
love the
access to power
carpenters.
tools.
that's the best way to
Which
learn.
is, yeah. And another reason I'm glad I can still count to 10. And so, yeah, it just started right, in high school. I started modding all my friends' guitars, and so there was always a lot of sawdust around my house. And it just kind of grew from there. And just like most people who get into it, I thought I was going to learn enough to build the one for me, that I was just going to build the one that was for the rest of my life, right out of the gate. 30 years later.
You're still making them.
I'm still not quite there.
I was gonna say, have you found that one yet?
No, I've got
Ooh,
7.
are you kidding? Come on,
No.
man.
Hey, Bangarang
There's
did
that
nice
one.
one.
If you want to see, it's on The Shred in the Shed. On that
Oh,
video we
that
made of
one,
our music
yes.
video, I'm Different. Dude, the whole back of that bass, it's 15 string, by the way. The whole back of that bass
15
has
string.
the Revolution signed on it, except minus Prince.
Because he had died.
Because he passed away. It's dripping with juju.
Yeah.
You should come to our show and hump it if you want good juju.
I did.
That's what I do.
I made that one, the one she's talking about. It's modeled after his cloud guitar from Purple Rain. And I started it right after he died. And it took me 2 years. And I really, in that 2 years, the Revolution, the band that made the movie with him, got back together and have been touring. I think they're still touring actually right now. And they came real close to where I lived. And I had known Mark, who had actually retired from music at the time, Brown Mark, Prince's original bass player, because I had built him one of my uprights. And so, we were talking for a while. And so he got me tickets and everything when they came to play. And he got me, after the show, I got to meet everybody. In fact, I got to stand right in front of Wendy, the Wendy from the movie.
Shut up.
And that whole Starfucker thing. Sorry for the
Which
language.
means we almost know her.
Yeah,
if we
we've
touch 'em.
already crossed
See?
that language. We've crossed that
Yeah.
language thing.
Oh no, F word's good.
yeah.
The bleeps I have to do.
But I just kind of
Renee was
went blank.
like,
And I
Yeah,
got to
you're
look
like, I'm
her
gonna be
right in the
careful.
face and just went, I was 9 years old when that movie came out, and I know no 9-year-old needs to be watching it. But there I was, and I just looked at her and I said, and I knew you were gay, but I knew I was straight. And she, and she busted out laughing. It was all real cool. And yeah, that was a big moment. So that's the one that usually lives in its case, and I hardly ever take it out. That's
awesome.
Because I can look down. It doesn't matter if I'm playing Margaritaville. I can look down. And it's like there's my favorite band ever, the one that got me into it. All their autographs are on it. By the way, each one of the members had a different cuss word to say when I came at them with the thing to sign.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
Bobby looked at it and
cool.
went, shit. And then I brought it over to Matt, and he went, fuck. And I went over. Wendy went, God damn,
You made Wendy say the GD word, dude.
Just a little bit.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Nobody was watching. Maybe we shouldn't even mention that. I don't know. I doubt it. I don't think it's an issue. All I know is the water's warm enough.
See, I love multi-octave basses like that.
Yeah, man.
Because one of my favorite bands is Cheap Trick.
King's X.
Yeah.
King's X is the one that got me into that sound. And they're still one of my favorite bands of all time.
The one cool thing, though, is not that he builds that with that many strings. That's cool. That's fucking cool. But he uses every string, and he just brings every song to life. I can write a song in 2 chords, most of them, and then he just builds so much flavor. You can just feel it. You can taste it.
Most bass players I know, they have 4 strings. They use 2 of them.
Yeah, that's true.
But dude, he plays that bass like it's a drum set, and he makes every note count. And that's the same with him. It's like if we're gonna play a rock song, he rocks it. He knows how to follow you, and he knows when to come out when it's his time. I can't even try to imagine the better guys. They're like the most respectful men I've ever met, the kindest men.
We go on the paper and everything.
Jello.
Nah, dude, they're just not amazing musicians. They're just amazing men. And when you support Bangarang
We're
Peter,
not
you're
amazing
like
musicians.
supporting these great guys that just deserve it.
Yeah, and by the way, paypal.me/Bangarang Peter if y'all would
yes.
like to donate.
Oh, yeah, it's Christmas.
Please give to the
Yeah.
Forgotten Tummy Fund.
He just got a van, man.
I just bought a new van so we can actually do some more touring because my last one broke down, and I'm making payments. So yes, please donate.
I know, I keep calling it our van, but he's the only one making the payment.
Yeah, it's
so
in
you
my.
should help.
It's in his name. So, yeah.
If it gets repoed, it's on my credit. Okay.
For sure.
Oh, wait, have you seen that Christmas movie, Uncle Peckerhead?
It's not. It's not a Christmas movie.
Oh, no. Oh, sorry, never mind. We'll talk about that.
No,
It's a Halloween movie.
Renee, everybody.
It's a Halloween
Well, it's a movie about a band that can't
It
go
sounds
on
like
tour.
a porn.
Dude, it's not. It's
Nah,
really
it's-
funny. It's
really
a
funny.
Halloween
That was the
Scary.
first thing I thought when she said it was a Christmas movie, and I heard the name, and I went, I
Makes
wonder what
sense.
chimney he
This is
did.
the wrong kind of porn.
It's how Grandma got hit by a reindeer.
Hey, there's all kinds of Christmas movies out there, man.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, Eyes Wide Shut's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
In the
Right?
same way Die Hard is, it just happens to take
Yeah.
place at
My
Christmas
favorite,
time.
my favorite Batman Returns is my favorite Christmas movie, and it came out in July. That's the crazy thing. But I mean, they have a whole lighting of the tree situation. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
That they do.
That's true. I do like all the Batman things. So outside of music,
oh yeah,
what are your hobbies? Like, what do y'all do outside of music?
Batman.
He's Batman.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, that's cool.
I knew something was up when he invited me over, and it was in a cave.
So how do you get a cave in Florida? It's like I figured
I
it
was,
out.
yeah, I was impressed.
No, but I also do comedy. I have a comedy album out. This guy produced all the beats for it.
Yeah.
Basically, it was during quarantine. I can't do a comedy thing in front of a crowd, and I'm definitely not having canned laughter. You know, I'm not Friends. You know, gonna fake my laughter or anything. Shots fired.
Fuck Friends.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, Joey.
He can suck
He
it.
can suck it. But
Well, Seinfeld has the fake laugh tracks.
Most of them did. Yeah.
I got to give a warning out. My comedy album is very raunchy. My dad heard it and he said he couldn't make it past the first song.
Cool. That means I want to listen to it.
Yeah,
It
I'm
needs a
very
parental
proud.
advisory
It's
sticker.
called
It
Eat the
has it on
Nut on My Face. That's the comedy
name of that. Yeah, the album is called On My Face. It's Ethan Nuts On My Face album.
With some
Yeah.
frequency.
Yeah, it's
And viscosity.
You gotta check out track 7 though. That's my
track
favorite.
7. Yeah, it's the hidden track though. You got to find it, even though it's labeled, and you just have to wait. 30,
You just sit there going, Red
seconds.
Rocket, Red Rocket.
Yeah, so outside of music for you, I know he does comedy, so do you do anything outside of music? Your
Music
mom?
is what I do for fun, actually. I have a full-time job and
For now.
being a mom.
For now.
Yeah.
Before you go on tour.
I'm a
with friends.
respiratory therapist. I get to help people breathe all day. And I'm a mom. They're friggin' awesome. They're like more adult than me, but don't tell them. They're not watching. They don't watch anything. And they're watching. I love you.
Oh, they watch a lot of memes. We share memes together. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
But yeah, this is my fun time. That's why it's Bangarang Peter. That's how it became Bangarang Peter. It was just the whole fact of like, you remember how Robin Williams grew up and he forgot he was Peter Pan. Like he forgot.
It's the movie
And
Hook.
completely forgot, and Hook comes and steals his kids, and then he has to realize he's Peter, and they're like, Bangarang Peter. And that's us. It's like I grew up, I got a real job, I got married, I had
Shit,
kids.
there's a spoiler.
And then
for you.
I completely, just
Sorry?
Yeah.
I said, there's a spoiler for you. I've
Yeah,
never seen the
spoiler
movie. No,
alert.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Dude, some
I'm
people in
joking.
here has never seen the movie.
What?
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Dude, how can you not have
Never
ever
gonna
seen
get into
Hook?
that.
Yeah.
I-
Until you see
Your
it.
childhood is not great unless
Is
you see that
Is
movie.
it
Agreed.
not on Netflix, or it used to
It
be?
is.
But
It
yeah.
was. I don't know if it still is, but it's. Well, I mean, I think I have the DVDs.
But
If you
that's
haven't
like
seen it,
why-
run out and
Yes,
watch
and
it. It's well
Blu-
worth it.
Blu-ray
Yeah,
and
but that's why
whatever.
when we jam, we go to Neverland, because it's our happy place. That's where we like
It's therapy
get to
for
be
me.
what we always were. I've been in a band. You saw me. I thought I was gonna be a rock star when I grew up. Like, I had.
You just
figure
hadn't grown
eight,
up,
yeah.
so you're just not a rock star yet. It's
Yeah,
still there.
That's the thing.
Yeah, she's a rock star. Y'all are rock stars.
And we went on tour, and my dad, like, you know, he went this way. My brother joined the army, and I was like, oh shit, I guess I'll go to college. And I wound up being a therapist. And
That's
it's been
though.
awesome, but it's so fun. This is my fun time is doing music and being here. Like all week, I was telling my patients I was going to be on a podcast. If you're watching, I fucking love you guys. They're cool. If they're watching, they're cool with that word.
Yeah.
I know.
They've heard it before. It's not like in
Don't
Tennessee
worry.
where they act like they've never heard that.
Talking about that, Benny Hugh, he showed up for an open mic, and now we've been just writing music like crazy. It's ridiculous. Since quarantine, what do we got, like 15, 16 songs? We're called No Latency with Bangarang. He comes, lays down bass. We got saxophone players coming. For every Sunday, I was having musicians come over, and everyone I met from open jam. So if you want to jam and you're bored and you just want to rock out and have some fun, come jam with us, and you can be a featured Lost Boy.
You gotta be able to play though.
Nah.
2
Not
chords,
just
3
anybody.
chords. That's all you gotta do.
It's harder to play.
Figure it out.
I always thought B.B.
Yeah.
King put it really well. He was talking about being a blues musician. You've
But
gotta
talking
be-
about that, December 16th, we got a show. It's the
yeah.
Stephanie Hall's The Hallway.
Live from the hallway.
Yeah.
Stephanie
Yeah,
Lee
that's
Hall. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be on there December 16th doing some of our No Latency.
Check it out.
And that's got some of Ethan Nutt on the drums and
I'm sure,
Jesse
yeah.
on the bass.
Some low notes will show up somewhere.
So some BB King stuff, right?
No, I was just mentioning, B.B.
Yeah.
King put it really well, as he said, as a blues musician, you all know, if you were to make the equation that you're a chef, you almost have to be a better chef because you have so few ingredients to work with. So to play 2 chords and keep it interesting for 3.5 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is,
You gotta be fine.
you got to know your trick bag pretty well,
Yeah.
because
Right.
you have a limited vocabulary with which to do, and there's a wonderful challenge that happens there. You know, the Who songs are not particularly complicated. You know, a lot of it's G, A, D, same 3 chords we use.
Tell that to Keith Moon.
That's the trick. That's exactly it. You know.
Because he's dead.
Well, no, I saw him working at the Circle K with Elvis. He's toned it down. He's all right now.
By the way, I just changed my rap name to Trick Bag.
Oh yeah.
Right here on live podcast.
It just happened.
Trick Bag.
You heard it here first.
Spelled with 2 G's for a double dose of his OG-ness.
Just like swag. 2G.
So outside of the music stuff, do y'all have any hobbies or things that y'all do? Like, what do you do
Go
for
ahead.
work?
Dude, I'm boring as fuck. I just like make music and like eat ramen noodles and shit.
Explains it.
And nudes, yeah. Noodles.
I dress up my cat. No,
I mean, that's a thing, right?
for sure.
So
Some
you're a
people-
cat lady, huh?
I am a crazy cat lady, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like going hiking. You know, if it's just me by myself, that kind of thing. I love taking a nice long walk in the woods and zoning out.
Right,
My glaucoma medication is a big help.
right.
He likes taking his medication.
I like taking
That's
my
good.
glaucoma
Take your meds.
medication. Mhm. It's important.
2 vitamins.
Wink, wink.
Eat your greens. Smoke. I'm just kidding.
So is this a weird time for me to ask what you would do for $20?
Yeah, because I'm doing pretty good right now.
Anything right now, dude. Shit, you got 20 bucks?
Show me the money first.
I think
Yeah,
what
show it
would
to
I
us
do
before.
for $20?
I've been there before.
We were just wanting to know.
I
what
thought you said
did for it.
2,000. Never mind.
I'd lick a Klondike bar. How's that?
You lick a Klondike bar. What about what would you do for $20?
$20? Shoot, man. You know, that song, I'll Be Okay, I actually wrote when I was busking. And the first time I went busking was like the scariest thing I ever did. I was freaking out, but I really needed grocery money. And I'm going through a divorce, and I was waiting on grocery money. He didn't send it. So I'm sitting in my car having like a panic attack, freaking out. And this homeless woman starts knocking on my, by the way, I drive a 2016 car. I could barely pay for it. So she's like knocking on my window like, hey, you got some change? And I'm just crying. And she came around and like wound up like praying on me. And I was like, look, I'm about to go out there and play music. And if I make money, I'll split half with you. She was like, nah. She probably had more than I had. And I went out there and I was really scared. I really didn't want to do it. I was like, I felt like I was bombarding, and I was like I really needed grocery money. And I made like $160 that day in not even 2 hours. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I did that just to try to make at least $45. And,
Right.
and I made like way more. And then I was going down there every Saturday just like, I'm going to see what I could do. And the coolest part of that is you make connections with people. I met a dude, his name's Lance Dees. He made it on The Voice. I met his parents. I was singing, and right after I got done, she was like, damn, girl. And you could tell she was from New Orleans by the way she said it. She was like, you need to try out for The Voice. And I was like, I think I might. And I did that same year. I didn't make it. But I tried out on Janis Joplin's birthday, which I thought was fucking cool. I was like,
That is
wow,
cool.
something huge is going to happen. And then you got
And it was
there at
COVID.
like...
And then they
Yeah.
canceled The Voice.
Something huge happened.
Dude, we
Something
were like
huge definitely
living
happened.
before COVID. We were in New Orleans for New Year's Eve. We had a show at the Jazz Market on New Year's Day, and then we were in Nashville like 2 weeks later.
Mhm.
And then when COVID hit, it was like
The rug just went right out from underneath it. Yeah.
No,
we did get to
got
play the
ourselves
Vinyl right before COVID. We were at the Vinyl, And then all that happened.
That was cool.
Yeah. So you played the vinyl. Who else played at the vinyl with y'all? Y'all do any? Is it just
There's a bunch of local bands.
Yeah, there were three
They're
other
really
bands. There was
good.
one that I really like.
The chick
Vocal
played
group.
the
Yeah.
piano.
Vocal group.
Yeah, Robbie Tucker is the bass.
Oh, yeah,
Robbie.
Yeah, I cannot remember their name, but I
Look,
I
it's
know the
because
names
I
of the
asked.
people.
That's
Yeah.
whenever you forget.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Like,
Especially if you raise two kids, you
They
sort of.
were really fucking talented, man. They
They were
had
good.
like
They
a
were very
keyboard.
good.
She played flute. She sings. She's
Oh,
in
wow.
the
Yeah.
Pensacola.
She's in the symphony. That's
orchestra.
right. Yeah, she's in
Yeah.
the symphony.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the group.
comment below.
Damn it.
Yeah, you can figure it out.
We're sorry, we
I know.
can't remember.
You're gonna see all the band pages that play with you, just like.
Yeah, I know. And then there was
Blame the
there was
glaucoma
Rise of
medication,
Lights.
kids.
What was it? The Lights one that we had that we also opened it for. I can't remember their name.
Damn
But,
it.
yeah, I know. I'm really bad at
I
this.
don't know, but they remember.
I forget our band names
Maybe
sometimes.
they don't remember either. I
Wait,
don't
who are
know.
you?
This band all has Alzheimer's in it.
Yeah, but basically.
You just walk around your own house with that "go get your mother" look on your face.
Kind of like Ozzy Osbourne. Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
fire.
he doesn't have kids. He's like, "Go
Yeah.
get your mother." You know? The
Kevin,
dog's looking at him, huh?
what
Trying
would
to
you
get
do
the trash
for
out of the trash
$20?
cans.
What about it? Yeah.
What would I do for $20?
Uh-oh.
I guess it would depend on the day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What have I done for $20?
Dude, I tried to hog tie a
I've
goat.
pawned stuff. I've
We'll come back to it.
man, $20. Back when I was drinking and smoking, yeah, $20 was a major deal.
Yeah. So how far would you go to get that $20 in your pocket? Oh, yeah.
I would.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as probably some of y'all are thinking I would go.
We're hoping he might go.
I'd cut some grass.
I cut some
Yeah.
grass.
I'd eat
I'd
something
I'd
that
clean
someone said
gutters.
ew.
I'd
Yeah, you make it happen.
I'd probably eat something nasty for $20.
Oh yeah, I'm that person. I'm what?
How
I'll try
nasty.
this. Put money down on it.
Yeah.
I want to see the $20.
That's the
I know,
important
that's
part.
what, that was a
Right.
good
We've
answer.
all been burned.
Because look, we weren't gonna give you $20. We ain't got $20 either, man.
What's $20?
Nobody's asked us what we would do for $20.
I don't know,
That's
maybe-
good.
Maybe start an OnlyFans for
I'd
$20.
pay
I'd watch that.
He
said,
"Come on."
Yeah, he wants to see that OnlyFans, dude.
Yes, sir.
Whip it out, dude. Let's do it.
Actually, my
Let me see that
OnlyFans
real
is for
quick.
gardening.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah.
Shirts off.
Oh wait, the 20.
That shit's gone all wrong. Put that shirt back on.
$20
I'll cover you. I'll cover
See
you.
when he's taking his shirt off.
I'll cover you.
He didn't have anywhere to shove it,
His
man.
whole train's
I'll
off
come
the
up with
track.
somewhere.
No, you know what you should have done was just take your shirt off.
Oh my God! I didn't even know this was happening beside me.
Why do you think I yell?
I don't know.
I'm just like,
I look over and it's a nipple.
Y'all understand?
Little tiny one too.
If I had a nickel for every nipple,
He'd have 10
I'd
cents.
have 15 cents.
Oh.
See it done.
Oh, where are we?
Definitely gone sideways.
oh, we're at 42 minutes.
Just checking.
Oh, yeah.
Eat the nut.
What?
What
What's
would
that?
you do for
got
$20?
going on,
What have I
sound a little bit?
What have I got going on?
I'd wrestle an animal that is probably going to be a good match.
So my cat.
You could pick your cat if you'd like. I'd probably a goat or like.
No, I go to take you down. I've seen
Yeah,
that
I
in
know,
action.
but
I
I
would
would
pay
still do it
$20
for $20.
All
right.
I win or lose,
Would
I
you
get $20.
wrestle an alligator for $20?
How big is the alligator?
Yeah,
Is it a caiman?
that's a very
That's a
Florida
good question. That is such
That's
a
a
good
Florida question right
Because
there.
they've got the
It's
tiny-
big. It's like Florida big.
He's like,
It's
give me
like-
25.
Pretend you're Florida
would
man.
we-
That's
3
how
foot?
big.
Would be
No, I'd say
wrestling
2
the
foot or
alligator
under.
for the $20? Like the $20 is between me and the alligator. and the
Yeah,
first
I know.
one to get
I'd
there?
say.
Yeah.
$20.
Or I
is
lose
okay.
it. I lose an arm and I get a $20. I'm like, okay. I mean, Def Leppard did it. I think I can handle drumming.
That's great. Yeah. So Kevin, you want to talk to us about the sound and what y'all got planned? I think we're coming on next week, right?
Yeah. Next Sunday, you guys will be joining the show with band Silent Trust out of Mississippi. That's releasing a new album there with. They just did their new album with one of the producers that did one of the Incubus albums.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh,
So
my
they
God.
did that, and then Paul, the drummer from Saliva, will be on the show. And then we've teamed up with the Coast Observer magazine over there, and it's going to be a benefit for bands. It's a live streaming event that starts at like noon that whole day, from different venues all over the place going live, contributing to all of the bands and local musicians who are having trouble for Christmas because they haven't been able to play their live shows and things like that. So that's coming up on that show, and then we're just the sound is we're searching for a studio. We're very picky on the studio that we want to be in because there's a bunch of people involved with it. We want a studio that's going to be able to do live music in it as well.
Yeah, can I just say, like we did their quarantine thing, and it sounded so good. You guys get so good on it that is our live album. That's out.
On Spotify.
Spotify, iTunes, all that. Bangarang Peter Live on the Sound is our first album that we came out with.
That's the sound we mentioned.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's this guy
That's the
did
dude,
that.
man.
So I do that with a buddy of mine, Jared Seymour, who at one point he was the lead singer of a band over there called Falls from Grace that did a lot of good things back in late like 2009 through 2012. They still do some shows, but he and I met each other through music. And then I got out of the scene for a little while to take care of some personal stuff in my life. And I'm not a musician. I got kicked out of band in high school because I just sucked. I couldn't keep rhythm.
Wait, what were you
But-
playing?
Snare.
Oh wow!
So
That's so easy.
I
You
was
just
like-
drop something.
But-
That's all you do.
They kicked you out. They didn't put you on cymbals.
They
They
did-
were like,
that
I
was the first step with cymbals, and then I got really pissy.
You
one
seem
day
more like a
and-
bass guy.
And made sure I went off beat on
You
the
hit it
cymbals
less.
and really pissed off the band director, and that was the end of that.
Ah, yeah.
Then I started playing football and all that kind of stuff. But I look at it
I had that
as
to fall back on.
music. Music is the best therapist you will ever find. The
Yes.
best therapist you will. If you're feeling down, music will get you up.
Right.
If you're wanting to be pumped up, music will pump you up. If you're having anxiety, it'll help you relax. I mean, it's just one of those throughout life. And my music
Can't get it up,
tastes
it'll get you
go
hard. I
from
don't care.
my dad raised me on classic country, Willie Nelson, Johnny
Oh,
Cash,
yeah.
all of that, Hank
Sorry.
Williams Jr. and things like that. My mom tried to raise me on musicals. The music.
You say
Man.
tried.
But do you know to this day one of my favorite movies of all time is The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean Dolly Parton, I'm a huge Dolly Parton
Yeah,
fan.
Dolly.
And then my brother
It's
got
mad when
me
they did Silly
into.
Kids.
My brother was really big into 80s rock. His first concert was Monsters of Rock with Van Halen and Ozzy and,
Oh.
and
Oh,
Motley
yeah,
Crue
again.
and all of that. And then as I went through a couple different phases of 80s rock, then back to country, and I became a really big Garth Brooks fan. And then CPR, the station, was US 98 when I moved to Texas. When I came back from Texas, I turned on US 98 and it had turned into WCPR, which was an active rock station. And that's where I've lived ever since.
97.9.
And that's where I've lived ever since. So
Awesome.
I'm into the more of the mainstream active rock, like your Papa Roaches, your Breaking Benjamins, all that kind of stuff. But that's why on the sound we focus rock, but we've had hip hop artists on. We've tried to do everything.
Right.
We've had people that make videos on. Chaz Singleton from Astro Clown Productions has
Yeah,
done.
he's
done a
cool.
show. Yeah. So we want the sound, and then we've gone as far as we have our own radio station now. We have our own mobile app. You download the app, you can watch every episode we've ever done, every live performance. You can go on the app and find anything Bangarang Peter's done for us. It's on there.
The Sound 228.
Downloading.
Yeah, the Sound 228 is the mobile app. It's available on Google Play and the App Store and all that. And it's just we're trying to give everybody that doesn't get that outlet an outlet.
Right.
And we've had some success. I mean, if you look at some of the bands that are on Serious Octane right now, like the number one song is Any Given Sin's Insidious. Any Given Sin was on our show before Octane even started picking them up. And then come to find out that the lead singer was stationed in Gulfport at the CB base and used to listen to me when I was on CPR. So I'm like, all these small worlds coming together.
Yeah.
Who was in a movie with Kevin Bacon?
So it's just been, it's been able to, and that's where the Homegrown show came back on CPR, was through the passion of the sound, and then the sound now powers the Homegrown show on CPR, which is Sunday nights at 9 o'clock, every other Sunday. So that's basically where we're at. And Jared and I we share a passion for music. He's on the music side of it, and I'm on it's the best therapy in the world. Whatever
Right.
mood I'm in, I can find some sort of song to either fit that mood or get me out of the mood.
Right.
Exactly.
However it is.
But, I would say
So-
that you don't have to play an instrument to be a musician. I think if you have the love for it and you understand it and you go out of your way to learn more about it,
Right.
enjoy it more, that makes you as much of a musician as the people who produce the sound.
I think it's like with you guys. I hear the passion. I like hearing the stories of why you guys do what you do. And that's what I love about music is there's a reason you're into it. There was something that clicked in your life and said, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this for whether it's for fun, whether it's for a living, or whether it's just a hobby. So, and I go along with that. And I like these guys so much. They gave me that
Oh,
yeah.
when they
Yeah,
did
we
the
need to get more
quarantine
of those.
series.
New edition.
I
You're
have,
an official Lost Boy,
I
man.
have never ever taken that off since they gave
Nice.
it to me.
Yeah,
That's
So in a band that you guys probably know, the Helvetica Effect.
Yep. Rob Perez.
So Rob Perez, they did our very first show. The sound did we did a summer throwdown show, and then we did a fall bash show, and then 2020 was supposed to be we were going to do a show every 3 months, and then 2020 hit. Now we're playing in 2021. We're going to try to do one in March. We just got to see if the city will let us do it and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
it's just I get to see smiles on people's faces when they play live because they're enjoying what they're doing. So that makes me smile to see people enjoy what they're doing. So,
Dude, and the
Absolutely.
sound turned out so good.
Yeah, that
Like
was a lot of fun.
well, they're the sound, but I mean, like the way it sounded, we just made a whole album out of it.
yeah, it was
Again.
that was actually the first time we used it on our live shows. Like we've done a couple since you guys were on, but you guys were the first one. We used the Sling Studio. So we mic'd them up through a board, and they just came out of the board into the Sling Studio, and then we were able to fine-tune the sound inside the program for Sling Studio, and then it just came out like that. And that's still probably one of the best sounding ones. It was the first one, still probably one of the best sounding ones we've done. So it's been
I say it's because of this one right here. This is the most dynamic drummer I have ever worked
There was
Really
literally
is.
just one mic over my drums
Yeah.
for that
But
one
he
too.
knows how to
like-
play it to
That's
where
right.
it's not overpower. Like it's just
He plays
a
the
real
music,
instrument.
not the
Yeah.
drums.
I never
But
get my
that's-
drums mic'd, so I have to know how to make it sound like it's gonna sound
Right.
for like.
But that's one of the reasons I've reached out to you guys too, and it's all about people. Like we have there's another podcast over in Biloxi called Croncast. Philip Cron, he's a drummer, plays drums for a band called Transient. He played for Love Stories End, and I think it was Love Stories End. He's played drums for. He's got his own one that focuses on music and everything. We're gonna go be on that one in January. You guys are gonna be on ours. I'm on this, and it's all about the community. It's not, oh God, I don't want to be on that. They're doing the same thing we're doing, or trying to do the same thing, or we don't care.
Yeah. Same here.
Everybody wants to be successful. We want.
Yep.
Yeah.
If,
Oh, yeah.
if y'all are successful and we're successful and Phil is successful, it helps them become successful. It helps them become successful.
Yeah, it's like
So-
when people are done
Bridging
listening to
connections.
like one episode, they might want to listen to something else, and then you got that one too, and then I mean, there's so much out there
Yeah.
to listen to. You got to
So-
give them
Hear
more.
us,
dude.
then
To
listen to
give,
him.
to give
There's
you
so much time to listen.
like
to
the
it.
tree
So
life,
we'll give them
man.
everything they
Yeah.
can.
so people
They're branches.
hear about you on this show,
Mm-hmm.
and then they can go to the Sound 228 YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, you hear that? The sound.
Plug.
And see the live show you guys did with us. Not only live show, but they were on the show a couple of
Couple weeks
times
before
before
that,
that, where they just did some acoustic stuff sitting in the studio.
That was cool because right after we left your show, we went to the grocery outlet downtown Ocean Springs.
Yep.
We did Open Jam.
Open Jam there.
And we booked a show. We were supposed to play the 4th of July downtown Ocean Springs. It would have been a sick show. But now
But we did end up going to another bar after
went to
that
the
for
juke
karaoke,
joint.
juke
Yeah.
joint, and they booked us for a show that
Off of karaoke.
off
That
of
was
karaoke
cool.
that we did.
Who was in a movie with Kevin Bacon?
And we did a Mortal Kombat show that
Yeah,
night
that was
because
fun.
that was like we were masks.
Yeah.
That was a mask night. That was June 20th.
It was like the first one was like everybody's got to wear masks. if
Everyone
you're
had to
doing
have
something,
masks,
we're like,
so we
we're
were all
doing
in
Mortal
masks.
Kombat, so we can wear
And we were
masks.
going finish him.
But in the long run, if anybody's interested in the sound, they can. It is the easiest way to find us is the sound228.com, and that links you to Facebook and YouTube and the app and the radio station and all
Kevin
that kind
Bacon.
of stuff. Yeah.
Kevin
But yeah,
Bacon.
even-
Someone's a really big Kevin Bacon.
Dude, just saying, Kevin Bacon has some kind of singer-songwriter shit going out.
Yeah, he's doing.
I
his
posted
thing.
our
Brothers,
video
yeah.
on there like 3 times.
Yeah, but it costs money to enter, so I'm like.
I'm not entering. I just keep posting our stuff on his page.
They're like $60. You can enter this
Well-
contest that we might watch you.
Right.
Let's just post on the comments. We'll
It's a good thing he
see.
has acting. I'll say it that way.
I gotta say though that I'm really thankful to be doing all this with you guys. I'm thankful for Nick and Crystal having me on these shows a lot, and this means a big part of my life too, because music's really, as you were saying earlier, it really helped me with a lot of depression and anxiety,
Right?
And
Yeah,
some really dark
man.
points in my life. So this is really a special honor to be a part of something like this to help musicians get noticed and
Yeah, appreciate
all
it.
that stuff. So.
Well, Chase, I feel bad I didn't bring you a birthday cake, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
it's
didn't
all
know.
right. It's all right. We didn't buy him anything either. So.
What would you do for $20?
Buy Chase a birthday cake.
We would buy Chase a birthday cake, man. What are you waiting for?
Cheesecake.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Gotcha.
So I guess now it's time for the guests to interview the interviewees. So what got you guys into it?
What got us into
Yeah.
the podcast or
Yeah.
music?
Both.
Either.
Okay, well, personally, I've been into music my entire life. I grew up, my dad had those CD towers with BMG music. Was it BMG or Columbia
Columbia
House?
Columbia House. I still owe them money.
Yeah, he probably does too because he canceled it and they kept sending boxes of music. And my dad was just like, it's costing me money to send these back. I'm not going to send them back anymore. I was like, sweet. So I did that. I did radio for 5 years. That was my dream job. And fun enough. But I did that for 5 years at Cumulus. Q100, Magic 106, and WCOA were the 3 radio stations there. I literally went to every person in there and I was like, show me what you do. Because that's the only thing I could do. I went in totally free, started a Q100 street team, had me and my friend Kelly, we would go out on location and do those things, and I learned how the business worked a little bit. And personally, I learned that there wasn't a lot of money in radio for what I was doing and where I was at.
There ain't a lot of money in radio, period, no matter what you do, unless your name's Howard Stern.
That's true.
I mean, that's it.
true.
I mean,
But
radio is a tough business.
it is. And I was there for 5 years. I started out as an intern, which I guess wasn't really an intern because I was in high school at the time whenever I
Right.
started. But I've been obsessed with music. I mean, everything, literally everything. Creed and Rob Zombie were my favorite bands in 6th grade, which is like an embarrassing little combination.
No, Creed is great for 6th graders, actually.
Come on.
For 6th graders, Creed's
Combination.
perfect.
I'll tell you the little story then. The first time I ever saw Creed was in a little bar in Gulfport, Mississippi,
His arms were wide open.
and Three Doors Down opened the show.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
As a
One
local
of my
band.
first concerts was 3 Doors Down.
Yeah,
And then
what were they, 41
The
down?
first time,
I think that
and then the
was-
first time that Three Doors went on tour after they got signed, they were opening for Creed.
That's,
So-
Crazy.
that's
We used to
insane.
warm up Three Doors Down. I was in Cupid's
Yep.
Ditch. We played with Three Doors Down like 5 times. Actually, Three Doors Down did superhero
Kryptonite.
Kryptonite. And we were about to record at Holly House where they
Right.
recorded, and his drum set was in there. And I was like, oh my God, can I play your drum set? And he was like, yeah. And I went in there and played his kit, and then I was about to bring mine in, and he goes, you can record with mine. And I was like, can I tighten your snare though?
Thanks, bud.
Dude, that drum set was badass. I got to use it on Cupid's Ditch's first album. I was
That's
16.
amazing. That's an awesome
I was 16
story,
hanging out with Three Doors Down. It was pretty cool.
That is awesome. But yeah, other than that, the podcast itself, that started off, Nick and I met about, well, we met longer than that, but October of last year or so, we were talking, I wanted to do like voiceovers and stuff like that and get back into it a little bit and just do like here and there things. And he was like, well, why don't we start a podcast? And I had heard it so many times. And I was like, you know, I don't know about the equipment. And I also DJ. I'm a karaoke host and all that stuff. And he was all like, well, I've got this and you've got this. And
Don't worry, I'm a tech guy.
yeah, and so we figured it out. And a year down the road, we were like, are we finally going to do this? Fine, let's bite the bullet and do it. And ever since then, we've been talking to awesome bands and trying to get them
We prepared it
recognized.
for a year, and then right when we was unprepared, we're just like, fuck it, we gotta do it.
Yeah,
Jump
just
in both
wing it.
feet.
Yep,
And
we
we
did that,
did.
and this is what it's became. So.
It sounds similar. Jared and I, February of 2018 at the D'Ivre Mardi Gras Parade, he came up to me, and he had already started his own. He had his own show called Brown Water Banter, and he's like, let's do a music one. And I'm like, and at that time I was still like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to get back into it as deep as I was at one point. And
Right.
and we talked and talked and talked, and then November of 2018, we just finally, same thing. I do DJing. I had all the equipment and all of that, and he had cameras and all of that, so we just went and found a place to do a studio, and we jumped in both feet, and then we finally hit our 5,000 likes on Facebook.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You guys are a good team, man.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, we've known each other we drank so much Jaeger together.
That's what it is.
So
That's
You
the
can
depth of
tell.
friendship.
there was a group it was Falls from Grace and a band called Joshua's Son and a couple other bands that always did shows together. I mean, wherever they were at, if they weren't playing, they were supporting each other. And I just ended up in that group. And that group was sponsored by Jaeger and Moonshine and anything else that you could rip yourself up on. It was there.
It'll get you
Yeah.
drunk.
And, but it's just, and then I went off and did my own thing and got sober and all of that, and then finally, I think he waited long enough. He knew that the sobriety thing was a big thing to me, so he waited. I was 4 years sober when we started it, so.
Oh, awesome.
So
Congratulations.
yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun being sober doing it.
Cheers to that.
It was
Clear-minded,
it was really
yeah.
fun being drunk doing
I'll drink to
it.
that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
But
dude.
being drunk doing it, I've lost my memory on so much shit.
I like remembering gigs myself.
That
Yeah.
happened, and then it was funny because we interviewed Rob.
He's bad
the
enough
drummer
as
from
is.
Nonpoint.
Oh yeah.
And their first show out of Florida was one of the shows that our radio station did, and I was just popping off shows to him, and he was like, I remember that one. We did this, we did this, we did this, we did this, and then I threw out. I was like, yeah, I had you guys at Thunder's Tavern a couple times. He's like, Thunder sucked, and all of this, and it was just he knew every damn show, and I was like, how do you do that? He goes, I don't drink. He goes, I like to be able to remember every bit of moment of me playing music, and I'm just like, well, cool.
That speaks
awesome.
volumes, though. It really does.
Yeah, it
'Cause,
does.
I mean, I can see that. You know, I actually go to concerts and friends are like, hey, you want to go get drunk? And all we do this, we go pregame. And I'm all like, No, I want to enjoy the band.
It reminds me of a time I had a friend of mine who was the biggest Strokes fan, and Julian Casablanca was playing at the Handlebar in Pensacola, and it was a 24-hour notice, and like he was freaking out, super excited. And I showed up after, like I got off work and like drove straight there, and he got so drunk he passed out on the back porch of the Handlebar before Julian even started playing. And I felt so bad for him. I was like, that's kind of your own fault. I mean, we had to help him, and we got him like a cab, got him home and everything. And but I got to stay for the show, and I enjoyed every minute of it because, like, you know, I was still drinking, but it was like a beer an hour type of drinking, you know.
Yeah, not blackout before the show.
I'm so excited.
That was always the goal.
I got to hang out with
outside
Julian and
Soul
stuff. It
Kitchen
was
one time.
awesome, and he.
Missed the entire Theory of a Dead Man show.
I saw Theory.
The bad part was Theory of a Dead Man was going, Kevin, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Sorry.
My bad.
I blacked out once and made chili apparently, and it was really good. And I've never been able to recreate the chili.
Right?
That's a heartbreaking story right there.
That is a heartbreaking story. Maybe you should
He
get
blacks out and becomes Gordon Ramsay for some reason.
But that's what I'm talking about, though, is, and I'm not saying everybody drink, have fun, have a good time, but just imagine if everybody could remember every minute of every show that they ever went to, the stories that could actually be told.
I couldn't even do that.
Now, granted, some of the stories about people being drunk and everything are just the greatest ever.
Yeah.
The funniest ever.
I don't know, man.
But-
I feel like maybe like your brain just kicks some of those memories out because you just don't have enough room. Like every memory of your whole life, you think you could remember it if like, you had the perfect memory and shit.
That's what these are good for.
Yeah.
There you are.
That's all I use these for now is
recycle
memories.
Yeah.
So if I want to remember something, I snap a picture.
Yeah, that's why I had to move up to 64 gigs of memory instead of 8 gigs.
Do you remember the Rebecca Allen band?
I do. As a matter of fact, she is working on an album. As a matter of fact,
really?
so they did a, I forgot. Much apologies if anybody sees this. I can't remember the show. Coast View was the name of the show. They did a 25-year anniversary of CPR, and I was on it, and Scott Fox and Kenny Vest and Kyle Curley and Brad from Two Doors was on it. And
Whatever happened to Kevin Cruz?
so when I say this, Kevin Cruz passed away.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
dude.
So back in the day, there used to be this great morning show before.
Cruz and Rebecca.
It was Cruz, Chuck, and Rebecca. And Rebecca ended up leaving and being
Doing
a
TV.
news anchor for WLOX TV. Then went on. Now she's a superintendent for Harrison County.
Oh, wow.
And then Kevin went on, and he went on to AM stuff and all of that, but he ended up passing away. And then Chuck left and went to Clear Channel, and then he ended up being the voice of the New Orleans Pelicans, ended up being the voice of the New Orleans Saints in stadium.
Oh, wow.
And then he unfortunately passed away. So,
Damn, dude.
so
Those
out of
are
that
my
morning,
friends.
crew, Rebecca's the only one that is still living, and then Reverend Red. You remember Reverend Red?
Yes, I was on the show with the Reverend. It was Reverend and Renee. I did like 2 episodes and never went back.
He passed away last week. So, but he was
He was not known. He wasn't a Reverend at all.
He was 40, 50 years radio veteran on the Pacific Coast. So, nightclub.
But did you know
DJ,
Rebecca
all that.
Allen band? I got to play with them with Holly, and we did a show for the Go-Go's at the casino.
Oh yeah.
I played the congas and the tambourine. I did backup singing for her.
But yeah, she did that 25-year reunion show.
We're all good.
She did a 25-year
Where do you see his
reunion
next
show.
trick, folks?
And she talked about. I found her CD the other day when I was going through some of
I
my
love
CDs.
her stuff, man.
I loved Cupid's Itch, and somebody was supposed to give me another CD of it, but I haven't.
Dude, I have one in my car.
Yeah, see.
You're supposed to give that to your mom, though. That's her only CD, and she bugs you about it
I
constantly.
gave her that one.
Oh, you did? Okay, so you got one. Okay.
Yeah, no. I got the first one. I don't got the second one.
You could get a signed copy, I bet.
Yeah,
At least by the drummer. I mean,
Well, is your brother still doing Off the Grid?
Yes, my brother
yes.
Joe, check him out. They're
Oh,
off
they got
the
yeah.
grid.
He showed us this new song that they just recorded. That I don't know when it's coming out, but when it does, listen
They're
to it.
doing a
It is
lot of recording
amazing.
right now.
Yeah,
I
they
just like him on.
the homegrown show that's coming up. I actually played Party Down South on it.
Nice.
So
Yeah, that's a fun song.
That's a
man.
fun song.
He's a fun dude. My
Yeah.
brother, you should get
He's
you
a
should
lot
get
of
his
fun.
band on here. They're
Called
freaking
Off
cool.
Grid?
Off the grid.
Off the
yeah.
grid.
he'll have plenty to talk about too. What with his 9 children,
Yeah.
He's
Right.
got 9 kids. He's cool as shit.
2
though.
sets of twins.
Like
Yeah.
14 bunnies, a whole bunch
No,
of
thank you.
chickens.
You know their answer? They watch themselves. They just
Right?
watch
They
themselves.
did.
We give them guns. They shoot chickens. They cook them.
He's like, I heard it takes a village, so I made a village.
there you go.
And a baseball team. Shit. I got everything.
He's got the New York Yankees on it.
Oh, man.
So Nick, what about you?
Well, music-wise, well, for starters, let's go back to the beginning. I was born on the day Nikki Sixx died,
Oh.
the first time.
Right.
So, well, he died twice.
So
Yeah,
I was-
he did.
I was way back
a
twice.
huge Motley Crue fan, so I fully understood that the first time.
I was gonna say things
No
were never
explanation
easy for
needed.
me.
Yeah, I grew
Born
up.
a poor black child in Mississippi.
But I was born on there, and I was just brought up with music. Like, I heard stories about my mom putting the earphones on her stomach and it was Led Zeppelin 4.
Nice.
Nice.
Great
Yeah,
album. Good
That's a
age
good
record.
mom.
Good age record.
You're a
And
good
I grew up
mom.
loving every kind of music you can think of. My brother was in band back in high school, and he bought himself a Fender Stratocaster. So as soon as he come home, put it down and go back, I'd sneak from my room to his room, take it, and start playing on that. And then finally he caught me, and he gave me a chord book. He's like, "Here, learn." And I surpassed him, and he's like, "All right, well, you can have it." I don't do it no more. So I started doing that, and I was playing bass for the longest time though. I first started on bass, and me and my buddy was just playing around, and we was gonna start a Metallica tribute band. So
What was the name going to be?
Four Horsemen.
Okay.
I was hoping you'd say Alcoholica.
No, I love it when people say that they were thinking about tribute bands. All right, give me a name.
Give me the name, yeah.
What was
what's
your
it-
tribute band name?
Right.
Oh yeah, we
Those
already
guys.
named it and
If
everything.
ever I were to do the Prince one,
Uh-huh.
Computer Blue, because my
Nice.
name
Yeah.
is Blue.
Yeah.
Oh, it is on.
I probably shouldn't mention them in this, but I think one of the highlights of our career was when we posted a video that we did, and on this one page, and this one guy said it's not original enough, and I looked it up, and he was the guitarist for a Nirvana cover band called Nirvana with an extra N.
Then he said he couldn't
That's
understand what
just
I was saying.
Nirvana.
which is
Nirvana for Nirvana.
Nirvana.
That was the highlight. I was like, all right, I think we did. He said we're not original enough, but that's what he did. Okay.
But no, I started on bass, started learning all the Cliff Burton stuff and everything, and
Could you headbang like he did, man?
I had the hair for it at
That's
one
the hard
time.
part, was
I didn't have the
headbanging in
curly red
halftime
hair,
while you're
but
playing
I had
that
the
fast.
long enough hair.
Cliff Burton was fucking amazing.
He
But,
was a monster, man.
My brother, he's looking at me and he's playing that, and he goes, "Let me show you something that I think you'd really love." Then he played Eruption,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, I fell in love.
Absolutely.
So I devoted about 10 years of my life getting Eddie Van Halen's tone down on every amp I could do. Came very close to it. I still haven't
Yeah,
mastered
You
it.
got to get Eddie's hands.
Yeah,
You
but
can't
you can't do it unless
guitar.
you do that.
You
But
had to have his hands.
I've like take the new Helix, the Line 6 Helix out. I've tweaked that to where you can have like the dummy drive in there, so you
Oh,
can
yeah.
crank your amp up, make it
Without
sound
being-
like
yeah.
it,
Mhm.
and you're not like some of the stuff you're like really not supposed to put in order like that. But I did it anyway.
That's how.
So I learned stuff like that, and I've just been doing Van Halen for the longest time. Then I was in a couple original bands growing up, and I stopped for a while. I listened to music, but never really played on stage, and then
Correct.
about 3.5 years ago, I joined a cover band again just to get on stage, and it's been pretty good. So I'm actually thinking about pulling some originals out again and trying to do that. I'm trying to come up with a collaborative CD. I have a vision that I wanna make like an album, but have basically swap everybody out. Like say they take her own vocals on one and this dude from this band on drums and see what they sound like.
Like super groups.
Or-
Like
Actually,
Sound City?
have her play drums. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Sound City?
Yeah, like Sound City.
Mhm.
Sort of like that. And I've done talk with
Yeah.
everybody, and they're like, dude, if you want to start this, just call me, and I'll do it. So,
That's actually a great idea.
Yep. It's a lot of collaboration that would go down, and
I used to do that a lot. Well, I hosted an open mic, and it was just a bunch of random musicians from local bands around, and they would show up, and I was hosting it, and I would just be like, hey, you're playing with this guy this time. I don't want to hear what you guys sound like. You're playing with this guy. And they're like, yeah, cool. I'm just here. And they're always just there to jam because they're like, we play our music, but like we got gigs and stuff, so I want to jam.
I'm gonna tell you this. That's some of the best shit you will ever find. So, I was in Memphis. I went up and they had, I forgot what it's called, Mudfest or something like that, and fucking Stained was playing at Breaking Benjamin in Egypt Central and all of that, and I had become friends with the guys from Egypt Central, so I was staying with them. So the show was over with. We went to some bar where everybody's gonna go hang out or whatever, and we're just bullshitting, not even paying attention to what's going on the music side of the venue. And we got tired of talking. Let's go see what's going on. We go over to the other side, and it's Chad, the drummer from Breaking Benjamin, and the guitarist from Saliva, and the bass player from Stained, and Josie Scott at the time with Saliva.
oh shit.
Sitting there just
Oh, yeah.
fucking jamming, and I'm like, God, and they're just doing covers and just enjoying themselves, and I'm like, what kind of fucking shit is this?
Yeah.
I've never been. But when you think about it, when you put the vocal music into it, about how much music all of these musicians know.
oh yeah.
Different styles that you could get in one collaboration is just absolutely amazing. If you could pull that off, that would be just
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's why I want to talk. I got songs written,
Mm-hmm.
but I also want to, if someone's really into it, talk to them and see what we can come up with. And say, hey, I want it to feel like this, and then we'll make it feel like that. It's never going to be the thing I want. You're never going to hear the same two kind of songs on there.
Yeah.
It's going to be something different every time. So that's what I really want to do, and I'm starting to look back into doing it again. So
Awesome.
Do it!
oh
Do
yeah,
it! Say it!
So,
Say it.
Renee,
Do
Say
it.
it.
if you could pick one band that, if you had to choose one band to listen to forever, who would it be?
Oh, forever?
Forever. One band.
Shit, man.
Bangarang Peter.
Yeah, I know. If you don't pick us, I'm gonna be super.
I was gonna say it would totally be Bangarang Peter,
Oh.
but that sounds so cocky. But I get to be part of it too, so that's like a wham bam.
Yeah, so if you get bored with the song, you just
You just
write
write
a new
another
Just
one.
one.
write a new one.
Right?
Yes!
There
Yeah.
it is. It's a good answer though, really, if you think
That's
about
the
it.
only answer I got.
Oh.
So if y'all could open up for anybody, like individually, anybody have any influences that if
So
y'all
it
could
has to be a
open up
band
for
that's still
anybody-
around. So
Yeah.
let's.
Okay, yeah.
Because you can't say
it's still
Hendrix,
alive.
right? Okay.
Right, yeah.
King's X.
Realistically,
King's X.
Future Hendrix.
King's X. Kanye for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, it would be ish. I don't know. It would be Kanye, but not now. It would be. I don't know, because I don't think we would do well in the church setting.
yeah.
That's highly suspect. Is what
I'd
you're
love to
talking.
play with them.
Yeah, highly
Seen them
suspect.
live.
I
They
think
were
we could
amazing.
warm them up. I
would be
don't know
great.
why. We're nothing like their music. But
I think we would do
they're great.
good together on a tour. I think so.
That's
But-
good. You mix it up a little bit.
That's been the most fascinating thing for me with the advent of YouTube and the internet, man. You used to have to go through record stores and you look at an album cover, you look at who's playing on it, and you hope for the best, and you spend your money. Now you could just wade through this ocean and find things that you
Those-
would have never gotten to
and
hear in any
those
other
fucking
setting.
Rabbit holes are deep. Man.
Yeah.
And-
Dude, it's so
I've caught
deep.
And these
myself-
younger kids really impress me.
I'll
These
start
kids
at
in their
like 7
20s.
o'clock at night, and I'll just find a video, and then I'll you
Mhm.
got the suggestions and all that, and you just start clicking
Yeah, I
through,
do
and clicking through,
that
and clicking
too,
through, and
man.
clicking through, and then it's finally like 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, shit, I gotta be at work in 2 hours. All right, well, I'm just gonna finish this.
Even with the related
You
videos,
gotta
it's
sleep
like
now.
the top 3 are always the same ones.
Right?
Yeah, then
That
you
shit
got to
is-
go past that. You got to.
Like every time I get on
click it yet.
YouTube and hit Wolfpack, within 3 songs, I've got to listen to some Snarky Puppy too. And I don't mind Snarky Puppy, but I wanted to listen to
But
Wolfpack.
I'll do that same thing on Spotify.
Sure.
So if I
That's
get to
what
an
happens.
artist, I'll go to their page and say, other fans like these artists, and I'll start going through that. Hey, I've never heard of them, and I'll get on them, and then I'll hear a couple songs, and I'll go, okay, who else is related to them, and I'll start going
Mhm.
through that. And I found some good shit from that. And
Oh, wait,
there's a
wait,
new
but
band
what-
called Cleopatra that I'm really digging right now. That they've got a song called Hometown. It's really, really, really fucking good. And I
I
was
think it'd
just
be
like,
fun to do open up for Daft Punk.
Oh, hell
Oh
yeah.
my god, that'd be
Uh,
fun. Like it would
In
just be a
heartbeat.
party.
Wait, so if you had to listen to one band,
if I had to choose one, Motley Crue.
Molly
Mm,
I'm just
see that.
I did they did their final tour. Went through Biloxi and I went to it, and I was sitting in. If you've ever seen, if you have either saw the show or you've seen the DVD version of it, they had 2 stages. So they had the main stage, and then down by the soundboard they had a stage that would just the 4 of them would get on, and you'd be able to raise up and down and all that. And I was sitting next to that and had no idea. And they fucking sang Home Sweet Home from that
Nice.
stage. And I was sitting right next to it. And Michelle looked at me and she goes, "Are you fucking crying?" I'm like, I absolutely am fucking crying. I said, Home
Amazing
Sweet Home
moment.
is one of those songs that's always gotten me in my
Yeah.
feels. And now I'm hearing it for the last time, fuckers. Last time. And
Trying to get
Did
back
they
to
sweat
it.
on you?
now no, not that
Oh.
close, but now I'm trying. I'm like, damn, who do I know that's going to these shows that I can get my hands on some tickets? Because my brother, when he got me into that 80s rock, that's why on our radio station we have a show called Good Hair Day, and I do that show for an hour on Saturday nights.
I remember hair.
It's nothing but hair bands,
I
but
love hair metal.
but I mean, when you get Def Leppard, Poison, Motley Crue, and Joan Jett in the same fucking venue,
Yeah.
I've seen Def Leppard, I've seen them all, but I've never seen them all together. It's been close. I've seen Poison and Def Leppard and Joan Jett, but Motley Crue wasn't there. So it's just one of those. Motley Crue would be, if I had to listen to it all just one time in one band, it would be Motley Crue. Nikki Sixx is just absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah.
I like his radio show too.
Yeah, his radio
Yeah.
station, 6 a.m.
Mhm.
has some good shit. And
The chemicals he's ingested alone.
And Heroin Diaries is one of one of the best books I've ever read.
I've read that.
through the
I used to read that
Has
front
my
to back.
respect just for the
And that got me into, when you read Heroin Diaries, I was like, well, fuck, let me. So I read Scar Tissue from Anthony Kiedis. And then
Yeah.
you start going through, read the book on Eminem, and just start reading all these books. And then I didn't realize I knew how to read so much. And I was like, fuck, I'm reading. Let's go back to YouTube.
This ain't metal. I ain't reading
God, is it on audiobook yet?
I
But
did
yeah,
look
there's-
for it on audiobook because like I was traveling a lot and I really wanted to listen to it and I could not
Dude,
find
audiobooks
But
are
that-
cool.
Heroin
but-
Diaries on audiobooks.
But that's my side of music.
Mhm.
Understanding what these people are writing about and where they came from in their life to write the songs that they wrote.
Right.
And if you haven't had a chance to read Scar Tissue from Anthony Kiedis, it's a really, really, really good book to read. So,
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
For somebody who started out as Chachi's buddy. Right?
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a good read. So there's a couple of them out there. I mean, there's some that they just put out a book just to put it out.
Well, you get a publishing deal. I mean, it's hard to turn it down,
And they're
especially
saying-
since half of them are ghostwritten. Because let's face it, I mean, a lot of these guys probably aren't literate.
It's just like if you read The Dirt
Yeah.
I read that.
and then
from
watch the
front to back.
fucking movie, you're so disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Totally different. It's okay.
entertainment value, and I've always
I
watched
know
anything
I
for
know about
entertainment
that.
value. I used to, another buddy of ours that used to do a show called Pop Nutshell. It was all about pop culture. And it was all about damn comic book movies. And they'd get me in there and talk about the movie. And I'm like, dude, I enjoyed it. And they're like, it sucked. Blah, blah. I'm like, I'm sorry. It doesn't bother me that Thanos' thumbnail was painted purple and something else happened. I don't care. I watch it for the entertainment value. I don't dig into, well, in the comic books it did this and this and this and just.
I think anytime you're changing the medium with art, there's going to be something lost in the translation. That's why everyone always says that the movie's better, or the movies aren't as good as the books, things like that.
Well, you just can't cram everything.
You can't
into
have
a book into
imagination.
an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
plus you're
So
like reading
you can
and
do
thinking
you can do your
own
best.
interpretation.
You can take the best of the book and put it into an hour and a half. But
The
then,
good ones do that.
but then you miss some of the little things that people liked about the book.
As I say, it's a
The
different
story
medium.
that got you from here to here. So you featured this and you featured this, but you forgot all about this that got you from that point to that point. So
Yeah. Well, I think this has been a pretty good interview.
Yeah.
Well, I
Sorry,
would
but
like.
you've been on for 1 hour and 20-something minutes. Yeah, it felt like it 1:23.
Look at us go.
Shimon.
it'll get away from you if you don't.
Bangarang!
So I guess that would probably be about time for us to wind things up. So we
Yeah,
can-
start wrapping it up.
All right, y'all got any plugs or anything that y'all would like to?
I want to say to all our official Lost Boys, thank you for always coming to our shows, even
You're
our
welcome.
open jams.
I got proof.
There he is.
Dude, we got about, I want to say 7, maybe 9, maybe more. But they come to our shows and they stand in the front and they know every word to our songs. Like
Oh,
we
that's
played
amazing.
Fort Walton Beach Friday and this guy came because he had to hear Slut Horse Sarah and I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And we told him it's on Spotify. I showed him how to pull it up on his phone on the sound and now he can hear it when he
That's
wants
awesome.
to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we
That's
have
great.
made some really, really good friends who we wouldn't have met
Amazing
without the
friends,
music.
man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had a birthday party if it wasn't for our fan. And Alan, thank you, man. He threw me a birthday party. Had Royal Reds shrimp. Have you ever had that?
Yeah.
Look at
So
him.
excited.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
amazing all the people we met. And Halloween, we were at one of our fans' parties. Wrote
Yeah,
2
Jennifer.
songs that night.
Yeah.
3 songs that night.
That's awesome.
While wearing heels, in my case.
Yeah, he's like freaking good. But yeah, our fans, you guys mean the world to me. And I make it through my weeks just knowing we get to play and see you guys. I have a hard job. So this is like the funnest part of my life is being with these guys and my kids.
It's the most fun you can have with your clothes on.
Hey.
That's right. That's what I meant to say.
All right, and the Sound 228 is a mobile app. You can also go to thesound228.com. Is
Yep.
that right?
Yep, that's the
All of those
easiest
links.
way. The sound228.com. We just wasn't supposed to announce it, but we now have a candle coming out.
What?
There's a candle company in Mississippi that has made a sound candle.
Oh,
Well,
that's awesome.
It's a wrapper, basically, the wrap on it, but there's 3 different flavors or scents. There's weed.
Don't eat it.
Oh,
Bang
there's a
ring,
weed scent.
bang ring.
There's a whiskey scent,
Oh,
and then there's vanilla. And it says if you don't want to smell like a concert, then you can be vanilla. So that's
Oh,
the.
nice.
So and
there's BO, there's vomit, there's
I forgot he sent us the wrapper. Yet hold on a second. I got a kick out of it when he sent it
Scent
to
of
us, and I was
freshly
just
being
like,
stabbed.
"Well, that's fucking cool as shit." So getting down with the sound smells like wet dreams, hard screams, and live streams.
Ah, dude, that's
So-
bangering.
Sounds
So
like
yeah,
the
that's
OnlyFans.
that's been the fun thing about it is you end up reaching out to some people you never thought you'd meet or
Right.
or whatever. And I worked for a fight company in Biloxi, and we were working fights one night, and some guy was like, "Aren't you one of the guys from the Sound? We listen to you in the ambulance all the time." And I'm like, so random, and it's just like he goes, "No, we,
What'd he say?
we literally get on your app and watch all your episodes." And I'm
That's
like,
great.
"Okay,
It's
well,
Like,
cool,
clear,
thank
hold
you."
on.
yeah.
This is my shit.
All right.
But yeah, the sound228.com, that's the easiest way to catch up on everything. So
All right.
And be sure to check us out because we're going to be on the Sound next weekend.
yes,
So December 12th?
we said the 12th, but it's going to be the 13th. That
Okay.
Sunday that Sunday night. But yeah, so it's going to be a pretty big episode. It's probably going to be a couple hours long. But
Okay.
I'm fine.
But, yeah, well,
Just let us know.
yeah, it's going to be. We'll probably have you guys popping in on a couple to probably keep you in the stream and just kind of pop you in and out throughout the episode as we talk about the local bands and
Okay.
the bands playing and raising money for the musicians on the Mississippi coast and things like that. So
That's cool.
That'll be a
it's
lot
gonna
of
be
fun.
it's gonna be some good stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Mixing it up.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all got a live stream December 31st, don't you?
Yep. We gotta. We don't know if it's a live stream. We don't know if it's a live stream.
We're hoping to make it a live stream.
That'd be awesome.
We're hoping
That'd be
December
awesome.
31st.
But it
We're
will be a
going to a
show.
show. So yeah. So that's gonna be at Fort Walton Beach, Jimmy's Jukebox.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, that place
that's
is
what we just
cool.
played.
I've seen
It's a
Yeah.
fun place.
And that's
Yeah.
that's what sucked about moving over here. I'm such a big live music person, but I moved over here in November of last year, so I've been here a year. Trying to get my bearings, finding a place to live, and all that, and I finally get settled in around March.
Hey. And then what happened?
Oh shit, dude.
And then COVID hits, so I haven't been able to. I've gone to vinyl a couple times when I didn't live over here. I think I saw Prong there and a few other bands, but I haven't been able to enjoy the live music scene around here. Like,
Neither
you
have
guys-
we.
but the times you guys have played, I was like, hey, I'm going to go. And then I'm just like, I work in retail,
Yeah.
so I'm already in the face of a bunch of people at all times. So
I know, man. It takes
it's just
energy.
kind of better safe than sorry kind of thing. And I don't think, I mean, I think it'd be safe now. I mean, I'm not one of those that obviously wants to wear a face mask all the time, but
Right.
I just haven't gone out to been able
I've
to
got mine
enjoy
on
the
right
live.
now, actually. Under this, I look like Joan Rivers.
I hear you. But I haven't been able to enjoy the live music.
Under this, I look like Michelle Pfeiffer. So,
Aren't you supposed to be dead?
you know, when she was like 23.
They didn't tell her.
Grease
either.
2 to be exact.
Grease 2.
Grease
Yeah,
2.
fuck
Michelle
yeah.
Pfeiffer.
I used to pray every
Cool.
night.
No,
Cool.
I
Why
like
do you
it.
look like Michelle Pfeiffer? I wonder why
You
my
didn't
mom
want
was
to
in
go.
like.
You didn't want to go
Dorothy.
Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer, cool rider, sitting on top of the
Fabulous
the
Baker
ladder.
Boys, man.
Yeah.
cool rider.
That was
In
my
Grease
shit
2.
right there.
Fabulous Baker Boys
That's
curled
how
up on the
stupid my
piano.
music goes.
Oh, I know.
I like that song. So,
Yeah.
Dude, I could sing it every
I
word.
grew up on musicals.
I mean, my daughter's my youngest daughter's into musicals. I'll sit there and watch Hamilton with her and all of that, and then she's like, you know, they got a Pretty Little Liars musical. I was like, you know what, you can have that one. I ain't gonna watch.
That one's
You know, my
for
girlfriend
you.
hadn't
Good.
seen Repo the
Oh,
Genetic
no, it was
Opera
Mean Girls. That's
until
what it was.
recently. Have you guys seen that one?
Which one?
Yeah, that's a great one.
Which one is it?
Repo the Genetic Opera.
No, I haven't seen.
Lots of blood and guts.
Nice.
It's gory.
It is
Yeah.
not your normal
What
anything.
are they
Oh, that's
repoing?
like they just made a movie about that shit recently, didn't they? Where like they go get your like organs from you if you don't pay.
Yeah. It's the same sort of thing. But this movie is the only movie in the world. It stars both Paris Hilton and and Sarah Brightman with a little cameo from Joan Jett. So where else are you going to see that?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a nice little mashup. All right. Well, I think we'll head out for now. Thank you so much, Bangarang Peter, for
Thank you,
joining
guys.
us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
having us.
And thank you to
Thank
Kevin
you.
from the sound for coming and hanging out with us. And
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, that was a
having
cool
me on.
surprise, man.
Yeah.
Special
Yeah.
K.
What's your
in
name?
the house. Check out the Homegrown
Trick
Show.
Bag.
Trick Bag. Check out
Trick
the
Bag.
newly dubbed
Trick Bag Daddy.
And happy birthday to Chase one more time.
Yes.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday! Chase! We
All
owe you a
right.
cheesecake, man.
All right. Well, I'm Crystal.
I'm Nick,
I'm Chase.
and you're
We are
watching
And I'm
Big
Big
Is the
PcolaPodcasters.